before that, we've got something special, haven't we? We've got a nasheed coming up by Saeed, and it's called Don't Leave Me. So let's listen to this nasheed.
My sins shake the mountains, Lord. I walk with shame knowing that you know. But if my sins were to reach the sky, there's still a chance to reach your light. This is the first time in so long. Open your book and I read along. Those who've wronged, if you turn back, I forgive it all. But will you just ask, Lord, don't leave me. Don't leave me alone. Lord, don't leave me. Don't leave me alone, alone, on my own, I felt this void in my chest since I fell off that road to you. But if I raise my hands just once, you still forgive me for all my wrongs. Let me be a diver in your sea of mercy, and open up my heart, just please go easy on me. Free me from this fire and from my desires, and oh Lord, don't leave me. Don't leave me alone. Lord, don't leave me.
Sometime. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back.
That
was it's quite a nice, kind of smooth, chilled
moment there we had with Saeed, subhanallah. And now we're joined by Sheikh Samar Darwish. MashaAllah, you've joined us in the studio. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you. And you're going to be talking to us about this beautiful month that we've entered and the right of the greatness of Hajj, rather.
Right, okay. So, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulil Mustafa. The Hajj, as Ibn Rajab, one of our scholars, describe it, is a very unique, because some acts of worship, we perform it through physical efforts. Some acts, we perform it through financial means. And the Hajj is unique because we perform it through both of them, physical and the financial.
Yeah.
Hajj is, can be the reward of Jannah, because the Prophet ﷺ said the accepted Hajj has no reward but entering paradise. Hajj is a purifying of sins. We all memorize the hadith where the Prophet ﷺ said, whoever performed Hajj, he will return just purified as the day his mother gave his birth. So his sheet is completely white. The Prophet ﷺ in another hadith, he said, do Hajj and Umrah regularly. As for Hajj and Umrah, they make you free from poverty and free from sins. So it is a purification of sins and protection from poverty. One of the beautiful points about Hajj as well is a test of your belief, because there is no specific wisdom but obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You go to this specific place, you spend until sunset in a specific place, you sleep in a specific place, you kiss a stone, you do tawaf about a building which is made of a stone, you make sa'i between two big mountains, which is big stones, you throw another stone. It's not about the stone, it's about labbaik Allahumma labbaik, which is meaning I'm here to obey you and show you the submission. One of the beautiful things about Hajj as well is a reminder of Al-Akhirah. Different people came from different spaces, from speaking different languages, different skin color, different culture. All of them gathering in the same place, just seeking Allah's pleasure. So it is remind you of the Day of Judgment. And that's why the Surah Al-Hajj itself is started with this. O people, be dutiful towards your God. Ya ayyuhan nas, ittaqu rabbakum. So be people of taqwa. As for the earthquake of the hour is a great matter. Inna zalzalat as-sa'ati, which is the Day of Judgment, is a great matter. So it is a reminder of Al-Akhirah. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala started Surah Al-Hajj with a reminder of Al-Akhirah. When you perform Hajj, you leave dunya behind. You have two garments of a state of ihram. Many things which have been permissible have become haram. That's why we call it ihram. And the person left everything behind him. He has no garment but the garment of taqwa, the garment of obedience towards Allah. One of the beautiful things about Hajj that we go in a sacred place during a sacred time. So the best time and best places come together. Best time is the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. The best places is Mecca and Medina, Arafah, Mina, those beautiful
Just speaking
places.
of Mecca and Medina, we are going to go in just over a minute. We're going to go over to watch the live Dhuhr prayers.
Inshallah.
So just to let you know.
Right. Okay. So this is remind me of the tawaf.
Yeah.
When you look at the tawaf anti-clockwise, it's actually a proof that this universe does have one creator. This direction anti-clockwise is the same direction of the moon turning around the earth. The same direction of the earth turning around the sun. The same direction of the whole group of sun turning around its center. It's the same direction of the electron inside the atom turning around the nucleus. You know physics. Yeah, so which proves that this universe has the same creator. Also when you look at the house of Allah, this Kaaba, we remember the black stone, Al-Hajar al-Aswad. It used to be white and came from Jannah, as the Prophet ﷺ said. And when you signaling towards it, or you touch it, or you kiss it, just like shaking Allah's right hand. Look at this, subhanallah. So Allah.
We are just going to pause you there, Sheikh. Oh, it's always me that has to cut you in, but we are literally going to go over and see the Dhuhr prayers. But we are going to come back to you straight after. So inshallah, let's go over to Mecca to see the live prayers.
ونسألك اللهم عيش السعداء ومنازل الشهداء ومجاورة الأنبياء والصبر على البلاء والنصر على الأعداء. اللهم استرنا فوق الأرض واسترنا تحت الأرض واسترنا يوم العرض. اللهم اغفر لجميع موتى المسلمين الذين شهدوا لك بالوحدانية ولنبيك بالرسالة وماتوا على ذلك. اللهم اغفر لهم وارحمهم وعافهم واعف عنهم وأكرم نزلهم ووسع مدخلهم واغسلهم بالماء والثلج والبرد ونقهم من الذنوب والخطايا كما ينقى الثوب الأبيض من الدنس. اللهم جازهم بالإحسان إحسانا وبالسيئات عفوا وغفرانا. اللهم أنزل على قبورهم الضياء والنور والفسحة والسرور حتى يكونوا في بطون الألحاد مطمئنين وعند قيام الأشهاد من الآمنين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
استووا استووا. الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
سمع الله لمن حمده.
ربنا ولك الحمد.
الله أكبر.
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 سمع الله لمن حمده.
ربنا ولك الحمد.
الله أكبر.
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 سمع الله لمن حمده.
ربنا ولك الحمد.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر. أكبر
الله أكبر
الله أكبر
الله أكبر
سمع الله لمن حمده
ربنا ولك الحمد
الله
الله أكبر
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 السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله
Now we're really starting to see the people gathering, aren't we?
Yeah,
I mean,
we
it's so beautiful to see this for the first year and a few years in Hajj, and you know, seeing the live duha prayers.
And alhamdulillah, they're all coming together. Inshallah, this will be the first non-restricted Hajj for a couple of years now. So it'll be very, very beautiful to see people gathering. But we're back in the studio now with Sheikh Samar Darwish, who was talking to us before the duha prayer about the greatness of Hajj. So Bismillah, Sheikh, continue.
Bismillah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulih Mustafa. It was nice to see the Kaaba live as well. So it reminds me a lot of things around the Kaaba itself. You know that there is a narration that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestowed upon people around Kaaba every single day 120 types of mercy. 120 types of mercy. 60 types of mercy to the people who are performing tawaf. 40 types of mercy for people who are praying around the Kaaba, and 20 types of mercy for who? Imagine. Can you believe it? For people who are just gazing and looking at the Kaaba. So when you go there and look at the Kaaba live, without any barriers, not on the TV as we do now, but live, that itself is an act of worshiping. And you will be granted 20 types of mercy. There is no any structure all around the world, including Big Ben and the Eiffel Tower and all this kind of famous things, that you when you look at it, you will gain this reward. Subhanallah. Yes. And we go to travel, we go to holiday. When you book the hotel room, they will ask you, would you like a city view or a sea view? I remember one of our scholars, he said, what is the sea view? We are not looking at Al-Kaaba. City or sea view, and the price is different. But when you go to Mecca and your room is Kaaba view or Haram view, please go for it because it is worth it. Yeah, it's worth it. Pay for it because looking at Al-Kaaba is an act of worshipping, as the Prophet ﷺ mentioned in this narration. When you pray around the Kaaba, you will reward the 100,000 of the equivalent of the prayer in any other mosque. So specifically for Al-Kaaba, behind the Imam of Al-Kaaba, when you pray there, some of the scholars said in Mecca in generally, not only in the Masjid al-Haram. Because the Masjid al-Haram, as mentioned in the Hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, من صلى في المسجد الحرام كانت له كمئة ألف صلاة. It's just like the 100,000 of the equivalent of the reward of this prayer. Al-Masjid al-Haram has been mentioned in Quran as a description of the whole city of Mecca. So some of the scholars said it is masjid, so it must be the mosque. So you need to pray in the mosque or behind the imam of the mosque. And some of the scholars said no, Masjid al-Haram can be actually the whole city of Mecca, the border of Mecca. Yeah. Inside this border, 100,000. And the scholar even said, if this is the reward multiplication of the prayer, so the prayer is very significant, which indicates that any other action of worship, you will be rewarded similarly, 100,000. If you said in the Masjid Haram, Subhanallah, this is as if you read adhkar of 100,000 Subhanallah. If you paid £1 charity, this you will be rewarded as if you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just wanted to ask you, Sheikh, for those of us that haven't unfortunately had a chance to go to Hajj or that are not able to do Hajj this year, what can we do in this blessed month to gain reward from Allah, to get closer to Allah and to, you know, to just make the most of this month?
Very good question, actually. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not deprive people who cannot afford, but we need to differentiate between someone who's lazy, he can afford it physically and financially, but he didn't go. We are not talking about that. But someone who cannot afford it, someone who's very weak, very ill, and he has the intention to go, but he cannot. First of all, keep this intention. The intention is a reward itself, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prescribed the Hajj upon people who can afford it, who can go, not upon everyone. وَلِلَّهِ عَلَى النَّاسِ حِجُّ الْبَيْتِ مَنِ اسْتَطَاعَ, whosoever capable, able to go. Man istata'a means he can do it. But if he cannot, so he's excused. He's excused, but he can gain a reward. First, keep your intention. If I have money, if I have strength, I would go. So this intention, so you are rewarding as if you are there. The Prophet ﷺ told the people of Hajj, لَقَدْ خَلَّفْتُمْ رِجَالًا, you left behind you some of your sisters and brothers who would love to come and join you in this precious journey. They will be rewarded similarly as you by their intention. وَنَوَيَاهُمْ عَلَى اللَّهِ, and Allah knows the intention. Right, okay. So this is the first thing. Try to imitate the Hujjaj, like the one who sacrificed Qurbani, quit cutting your nails, taken from your hair during these 10 days. Fast, read Quran, fast Arafah specifically. This is so you are imitating people of Arafah. Do a lot of takbir on the day of Eid. You are following the takbir of people throwing the jamarat on that day. So you are doing the same things and showing Allah, there is me, Allah. If I would be there, I would love to do similar as Hujjaj. So you will be rewarded the same.
Inshallah, inshallah. Jazakallah khairan, Shaykh, for those top tips, inshallah. So everyone who's watching, inshallah, can now earn the rewards, inshallah, that are there in this really, really beautiful time that we're in, which is Dhul Hijjah. Jazakallah khairan, Shaykh, for coming and joining us. That's all from us here on Salam Britain, but make sure you join us again next week from Monday to Thursday, 9 till 11, because we're finishing a little bit earlier this time, so that we can make way for a new series, can't we?
Yes, we are. Coming up is Hajj AM, a very unique and inspiring programme related to Hajj, so do not miss it.
Yeah, so we hope that you've all enjoyed this week. We hope that you have an amazing weekend and that you continue to enjoy our programmes here on Islam Channel. But until next week, have a great weekend and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.